article. So we'll see. Oh, look at that. We're live.
Yeah,
Good
we're already
morning.
live.
We are. Good morning, everyone. Rainy morning. Are you getting rain on your side?
I saw flashes of lightning is all I saw.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, it'll knock the power out. I won't be able to get on.
We have fun here, So welcome to Wake Up with Toastmasters, where we are part of District 115, which is Southern Nevada and a little part of Utah and Arizona. So welcome. I love when Jean says that, Jean Williams. So I figure I would have an opening line. She does such a great job at the opening line. She reminds me of a newscaster when she does that.
Yeah, she's got that personality of where were you and what were you doing? No,
yeah.
not really. Not really. She's good.
Absolutely 100%. Yeah, you break it down. You're like, oh, it was me. I did it.
That's right. I'll confess to anything once.
Yeah, so I love when she does that. But you know what? This is her baby.
Mm-hmm.
And our purpose is to talk about Toastmasters, to attract prospects, and maybe we can get some people to say, hey, I want to be a Toastmaster because of what we actually provide. Mm-hmm. Guy Dawson was on yesterday. He did a great job at talking about the corporate clubs and mm-hmm. an individual and how to grow a club. Mm-hmm. And he is such an asset to District 115, and we need to utilize him a whole lot more. But now he's on the club growth committee.
Yep, with Scott. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So growing clubs, which is good because I think he grew 5 clubs in his as a division director. I don't know. You grew a few clubs too, right?
6 clubs.
6 clubs. All right. 6 mm-hmm. clubs in 12 months, right?
Yeah, well, I actually started with the city of Henderson about 2 years before they chartered, contacting them. Hey, you want to start a Toastmaster club? I'm busy. Come back later. Bye. Hi, would you like to start a Toastmaster club? Maybe. What's it all about? So, yeah. I had Mohammed Murad, who's then the international president of Toastmasters, in town visiting us, and Jesse Oakley, and we both went and pitched what Toastmasters can do for the organization to the city of Henderson, and then they latched on to it. We had the post office, the international office down on Sunset. They were a chartered club. A group of dentists. We had the Wyndham, but of all of the ones, the 6 I started, the city of Henderson is the prize and the crown because it's still running.
And well, it's definitely, I know that our authors and inspiring authors mm-hmm. are, the clubs that I have seen come to fruition since I have been a member or part of District 115. So authors and inspiring authors and mm-hmm. Toastmasters in the kitchen.
Right.
And boy, are those 2 clubs, they're international, right? Mm-hmm. And they have that drive to continue. It's mm-hmm. great.
What's amazing to me is both of those clubs started because of the pandemic. Mm-hmm. We were not on Zoom. We had no outline on the internet for a club. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, here's the pandemic. Everybody's meeting on Zoom. And why not? We can have people in the club that are in New Zealand. We had one lady in the authors that was from Ireland.
Yeah.
And, it's Toastmasters International. We had 2 clubs, or have 2 clubs here that are international in nature.
Yeah. And in our club, Toastmasters in the Kitchen, we have somebody from Japan and from Canada. So those are our 2 further region. And our member from Canada is going to join a club, not join, but visit a club in Japan in October.
Wow.
So yeah, and it sounds like that Japan club is a small club. And so we're just trying to get people, members or possible members interested in the club and coming to visit us. So it's kind of cool that we're out and ambassadoring our Toastmasters in the kitchen
around the world.
Yeah, and we're really interested in seeing and having more international people. I love our member she is from Japan, and she loves the American culture. It's so funny because she'll talk about everything so big in America. I had a chicken, whole chicken. And she was so mesmerized about how big this, whatever 3-pound chicken was. Like, what do you mean you don't have a chicken this big?
Amazing.
But, it's kind of cool because it does. My brother and I have an older brother who lives in Italy. And we always talk about, even before this Zoom, how the world's getting smaller, right? Or because of the pandemic, to be able to have a conversation every single day with somebody you've never met in person, face to face, in Japan, different time zones. Japan is a whole day and 16 hours ahead of us.
Yep.
So whenever we see we're like, we know we're going to have a good Monday because I's having a good Monday.
Find out what the lottery numbers are from her, would you?
Yeah.
50 and a half ahead. I'd like you to pull some lottery numbers.
Yeah. So it's a lot of fun just being in that. And if you, anybody who's running across our program this morning, you realize that maybe you're not going to travel, or maybe you never have that interaction with somebody from a different country besides, like, it's lightning, sorry, or it's thundering, besides the interaction of maybe somebody that's here that's Americanized, but to have somebody that's in a country that's never been to America, but who speaks the language and wants to learn the language, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And I think that, and anybody who's internationally coming through and watching us, come to us and join any of our online clubs and see our hybrid clubs and be a part of making the world a little smaller. I think when you're talking about Toastmasters International and all you have are the Americans, or all you have are the Japanese in your clubs, it makes it, this is who we are, right? You're in your little clique. But once you bring somebody in from another country, your world basically has expanded and opened up.
Yep. And I slighted a couple of clubs because I talked about the kitchen and the authors club, but I know that there are a couple other clubs that have a whole lot of people from different countries. I can't think of them off the top of my head, the names of them right now.
The Jackpot Speakers.
Jackpot Speakers.
Jackpot Speakers has definitely, they are one of our largest clubs, and they do have members from all over the country as well, or all over the world as well. And they're only online as well. They took that part and said, we are only going to be online, but I didn't recognize them because of the fact that there's a lot, right, that were from Las Vegas. And so they weren't originally an online club, but because of the pandemic, and as Gene Williams says, brought us into a world that we weren't opening a door that we weren't ready for, but we're ready for it now. They went out and they advertised, and they brought in people from different parts of the country, and it's so much fun. They do a really good job because they are the evaluators, right? Home of the 30-minute evaluation.
That's right. Yeah.
I'm learning. I got to go visit them. I think. I don't know. I have a list of clubs I need to go visit, and I keep forgetting who's who, what's what.
Yeah. And then there's one more, and that's storytellers.
Oh, storytellers.
Yeah, they have a large contingent of people from other countries too. So.
And guess where they're all based out of? Fabulous Las Vegas. So I don't know what the other clubs and other districts are doing. I know Hawaii probably has a few because Rose is out there talking to people all the time. So I'm sure Hawaii has a few international clubs as well.
Yeah,
but I think we are doing a really, really good job at growing our clubs and advertising our clubs. And District 115, as we are new, that's what we were talking about yesterday with Phyllis and Guy. We're a new district. We came on in 2019, that 2019, 2020 fiscal year. And yes, when the pandemic came in and wiped us out more than ways than one of members and corporate clubs, we are rebuilding. And as the corporate clubs are starting to come back on, we're really, really excited that people are finding the benefit. I was talking to my escrow admin, what we call escrow admin at work, and we were talking about just the communication. So we'll probably do a little speed craft for the group as well, you know, and that will branch off to maybe either starting our own club or going to having our members go to different parts of other clubs, depending on their schedules. So, you know, I think it's definitely patience for us as we're growing, that we need to be patient to what to expect as membership grows. I actually had, for Valley Voices and Vices, 2 young members. I don't think I mentioned that on Monday, maybe 2 young prospects come and visit our club, which was really super cool. And then I have another 2 people coming in, prospects coming in on Friday as well. So people are realizing, especially as the job market, it used to be that this past year and a half, that, oh, I can get a job anywhere. People are hiring. The job market is shrinking. It's getting competitive. And if one person comes in who has that experience in Toastmasters and being concise and not having those filler words, I have a comment on filler words, but for somebody who is coming in and not having the filler words, being precise on their conversation versus somebody who's doing the ums and ahs and who's going to get that job, right?
Yeah.
Who's going to get it? So you have somebody here and somebody there. And we had a webinar last week, I think, and they talked about filler words, about the ums and the ahs and how to have that 5-star customer service and use minimum filler words. I'm like, Toastmasters, get out.
Yeah, I found that I'm using filler phrases now instead of just
filler what's your words. Phrase? Yeah. What's the phrase that you use?
Well, it's what we use all the time is like, join us at Toastmasters, whatever those phrases are, we use them. And I'm getting to where I'm hearing them when people say them and I'm going, oh, that's kind of a filler phrase because everybody's saying those. Well, good morning. How are you? That's, it starts off with that.
Yeah. But, and I think too, well, join us. And did you hear me? I said visit, come visit instead of join, because immediately we are looking for members and join us. And people are, oh, wait, I don't want to join so quickly, but stop by, pop in. And that's, I send text messages, pop in. If you have some time, pop in. And
there's so many organizations you have to solicit, get somebody to sponsor you. You did a whole lot of steps to go through to join that organization. And I think that comes across with us when we say, oh, come back and visit us next week. Instead of, we'd love to have you join us. You're always welcome to visit. Yeah. We just need to make sure that we're not saying, oh, come back and visit. And they're going to think, well, geez, they don't want me to be a part of their club.
Well, yeah, that's true. And when at the end of our meeting, at Valley Voices and Vices last week, we did say, yeah, stop by and visit, but hopefully we would have you as a member.
Mhm.
Join us as a member.
That's right.
And we'll get the information out. So, but we're always looking for members, and that's just the nature of the world right now, is looking for members. And there's so much more benefits that one can have as a member, instead of just, okay, here's your, I don't even know, we don't get membership cards, but here's your membership and you're on your own. It's here's your membership. And as Phyllis says, here's your mentor. She's a great representative as somebody who wants to mentor I call them newbies, and watch them grow. Watching people grow is so much fun.
One of the things you can do on Toastmasters is go in and get a list of all the people you've mentored. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
Yeah. It's one of the things on Toastmasters. If you go into your achievements, it'll have a list of people you sponsored. And yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing to look through there and the people who are in Toastmasters now that I mentored that person. I mentored that person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So go ahead and check it out on Toastmasters.org.
Oh, I'll have to check it out. So speaking of Toastmasters.org, I thought today we have just a few minutes. I thought maybe we would talk a little bit about, what are we going to talk about? If we can find something on Toastmasters International. Well, we spoke for a very long time about Toastmasters, so that's pretty cool. But I thought maybe we could speak about structuring speeches again. I know Toastmasters International has an amazing magazine and with amazing articles to talk about growing. And let's see if, because we talked about, are you sabotaging your speech? Oh, look. First one that comes up, 10 ways to be a better speech writer. Did we talk about this before?
I don't think so. You want to share your screen and put it on? Why don't we do that? People can see what you're looking at. And I won't have to go find it.
Let's see. We did this yesterday. I learned that I could share my screen. I'm really bad about screen sharing. I am probably the worst person. Let's see. All right.
Yeah, it looks like the page.
Yay. This is 10 ways to be a better speechwriter. We do give speeches periodically, acceptance speeches when we're doing presentations. That's still a speech. So Toastmasters International actually wrote an article. Somebody who actually are writers are, let's see, this one is Elizabeth Danziger, and I'm sure she is a Toastmaster. And she wrote, have you ever read a report at work or listened to a club speech at the end? Had no idea what the writer or speaker was saying. We all have. When communicators do not know how to express themselves clearly, succinctly, everyone suffers. So here are 10 tips to help you wield words for results. Eliminate the obvious. You're having a group of people, doctors, let's just say, we're all doctors, and this is the step, blah, blah, and eliminate that step. While it pays to touch on ideas your listeners are familiar with, stating something they already know will help them tune out. I know 100%. I am the biggest tuner outer when somebody says, hey, I want to talk to you about customer service. I'll be like, okay. Eliminate the phrases that the audience members will say, I know that. For example, if you're speaking to a group of finance experts, you will not explain what debt is. Make one point. The title of Elizabeth's book is Get to the Point. says it all. Proficient writing makes one central point. When you try to make multiple points, you may end up with delivering none. Supporting points are fine, but they must aim toward your goal. Remember, the audience members should be able to summarize what you said in one sentence. Ooh. Your listeners will not be able to sum up your message succinctly unless you deliver it clearly. And you cannot deliver your message clearly until you crystallize it for yourself. Even, Jean, when we're doing Wake Up with Toastmasters, sometimes we're all over the board, right? But this is true. Have a point. So today we had 2 points, but I think that people will remember the first part of our show and now the second part of our show. If that is why I encourage the people I train to know their primary point before they start to write. Ask yourself, if listeners could remember only one thing from my speech, what do I want the one thing to be? We always talk about the one thing at work. What is your one thing? Take your readers on a journey. That's part of storytelling, right? So good writing tells stories. Listeners or readers want you to take them from here to there. For example, this article takes you from wondering how to write well to understanding valuable tools that support your writing success. Take your readers on a journey from inaction to action, from confusion to clarity, from wherever they are to the place you want them to be. Number 4, I think I'll just do 5 because we're almost done. Be choosy with your stories. Have you remembered the brilliant TV advertisement, but couldn't say that what the product was advertised? That's a case of telling the wrong story. The advertisers caught your attention, but failed in ultimate goal to impress the product's name on your memory. Similarly, when you choose a juicy but irrelevant story, you waste precious attention on words that won't carry your destination. Instead, have a reason for including every story in your writing or speech. Stories are our most powerful tools. Use them wisely. There are authors out there that talk about, especially Kendra Hall, talk about storytelling and how to attract people in storytelling. Dogs are going crazy. Choose vigorous language. Using active verbs rather than passive ones will make your writing more vibrant. An active sentence should be, the speaker presented her ideas. The passive form, ideas were presented by the speaker. When you have the choice between a word that ends in ation, such as consideration, choose the verb that hides within the long term, in this case, consider. Avoid long, flowery, convoluted sentences. Your listeners will yawn. For example, let's look at this sentence. We are pleased to inform you that your application has been received and that it is being taken under consideration. This sentence takes 20 words to deliver the message. We have received your application and are reviewing it. All right. It is 6:28. I will stop there. We will finish on next Wednesday. And I just thought that was important to know that there's resources to help you grow, right? There's resources to help you write. There's resources to help you speak, because we're all about communication. We're human beings. We have to communicate. And that's what Toastmasters is here to help you with. Jean, any 2 cents about what we're talking about?
Well, I joined to be a better interview when I was looking for work, because I did the same thing with the 20 words to say 5 words worth of value. So you gotta, if you're going to catch someone's attention, you got to put the attention getting first and make them want to listen.
Yes.
That's the first thing, is you want to draw in your listener.
Yes.
And that is the number one goal I have, is when I say something, is to say it so that you want to hear more.
Yes. Be a storyteller. All right. Well, it is Wednesday. It is time for us to head off to join our rainy day, thundery day this morning. And we will be back here next Wednesday, but Phyllis and Scott will be here tomorrow. And I think Jean and Jean will be on Friday.
Mhm.
And who knows if I will get a text on Sunday, whether or not I will be on Monday. I'm not quite sure, or somebody will be on. So on that note, have a great Wednesday. It's hump day. Enjoy your day, and we'll see you next week.